Hey everybody, welcome back to Tech Odyssey. So today I'm here with my 72-hour review of the iPhone 12. Yes, the brand new Apple iPhone 12. I went ahead and I picked one up the other day, and I gotta say I've been enjoying using it so far. The last two iPhones that I used were the iPhone 8 Plus and the iPhone SE. I did have the 11 Pro, I did have the 10S, I did have the 10. I've had all those, but I've kind of preferred the home button. But either way, with this one, I went ahead and I got the blue one. Paid the extra $50 and got it. It was $829 MSRP for the 64 gigabyte. I went ahead and I got the 128, which I think really is probably the most ideal storage option for most people. But then it also raises the question of should you go ahead and get the Pro since it's only a little bit more at $999. Either way, I think that it's capable. It's running iOS 14. It's got a lot of cool things going on for it. Of course, it has the 12 megapixel primary shooter and the ultra wide on the back. It doesn't have the telephoto like the Pro does. But I think it takes decent pictures in most settings. There are some that I have some issues with, which we'll discuss in here. But 625 nits of brightness on this modified 1080p resolution, full HD plus, which is nice. I'm glad that they finally brought that up in the base model iPhone. So iPhone 12, HD plus, Oled panel, which is nice. I'm glad it doesn't have an LCD anymore. That was one of the biggest hangups I had with the 11. I like what they brought to the table with the 11, but I really wanted to have an OLED. So having this OLED makes me feel a lot better about picking it up. I like the way that it looks. I like the colors, the contrast, the brightness, all that good stuff. Battery life has been okay so far. I've made it through 2 full 24-hour cycles, essentially. I've made it through 2 full days, and both times it's had over 5 hours of screen on time by the time I got to 20% battery left. And I think that that's okay. The battery did have to shrink a little bit on this, but they made the phone a little bit smaller, a little bit lighter. That the space had to go somewhere, and that was the battery life. So I don't expect the battery to be as good as the iPhone 11, but me being a power user, using it all day long, really having it on a lot, the screen on time is like king for me. So having over 5 hours of screen on time, it at least gets me through my entire business day. I'm okay with that. I can live with it. 4 gigabytes of RAM, like I said at the beginning, baseline 64 gigabytes of storage. I went with the 128 option, perfectly fine. I pay for the 50 gigabytes of iCloud storage a month on top of that. So I don't really worry about storage with this at all. One thing that's been really nice is the video quality. If you want to check out, I made a vlog, the link is right here in the pop-up. I went to the mall the other day, actually yesterday, and I picked up the Apple Silicone case, which you can see that's on here right now. And I'll take this off just so you can get a better look at the phone. But the Apple Silicone case, of course, is nice. It's $49. It's expensive, as always, but it's got the MagSafe adapter basically built into it, the little MagSafe connection, so that it will connect and you can use that if you decide to buy the MagSafe power charger. This is what it looks like underneath without that being on there. I do like the color on here. They came out with some creative colors this go around. This blue, I was a little worried with what it was going to look like. The presentation looked okay, but then when I saw other people's coming out, I'm like, man, that looks a little on the kind of kiddie side. I really didn't like the way that it looked. But once mine showed up, I can get behind this. I can get jiggy with this. This is not bad. And it looks good with the case on it. One thing that really irks me about this phone, it gets dust all over it. If there's any dust, if there's any lint, if there's anything floating around, heaven forbid you touch a paper towel before you touch this, it gets all over it. So there's just that. And then of course the silicone case is really good at picking up dust and stuff on it too. So that's one of the drawbacks here. Face ID feels as zippy and snappy as ever. It's on the backbone of the A14 Bionic chip, so you know that you got plenty of power. It's the same processor that's in the Pro model. So you're not really missing out on a whole lot here, and I think that's kind of the revolving theme when it comes to this phone. The iPhone 12, I think, is the best phone for most people. Or at least the best iPhone for most people. Maybe not the best phone. Some people like Android. I like Android. But this right here, I think, if somebody were to ask me which one should I get, I would say this. Is the extra money really worth it, though, to get the Pro model? There's not a whole lot of difference. It's the exact same screen. Maybe I think the brightness is a little bit higher in the OLED panel on the Pro model, but it has the telephoto camera, which, I mean, even I use phones all the time, and I don't really care about the telephoto. The digital zoom, especially for 2, 3, 5 times, is not that bad. So yeah, I think that a lot of people are going to be really happy with this model. I like the design. Of course, they changed it up. It's flat around the edges. It really very much looks like the iPhones of old, the iPhone 4, the iPhone 5 series before they made it all rounded off and stuff. So I like the way that it looks. Aesthetically, very pleasing, very good ergonomically in the hand. I do like that they shaved some of the weight off of it. It's not too heavy. The pictures, let's go ahead and talk about that now. And I think it's funny because this is the iPhone 12, but it's got two 12 megapixel cameras on the back, and then it's got the 12 megapixel front-facing selfie camera. So 12, 12, 12. Everything's 12s in this thing. And, I mean, one, that makes it easy to remember, but two, the cameras are good. I mean, Apple makes good cameras. They're pretty good with this stuff, especially by now, adding in some of the computational photography stuff. The only thing I don't like is it seems to still be kind of having issues with HDR and maybe some darkness. You'll see some of the pictures in here look perfectly good. And then you'll see this one or two pictures of my wife, and it's just like, what in the world was it thinking? Like, it made her clothes look too light. It made her hair and her makeup. She looks like a completely different person. Like, it did not turn out good. I really did not like the way it looked. Posted it on Twitter to get some feedback and share it with other people. But, yeah, maybe it was the setting. I don't know what was going on, but it did not look good. So, cameras otherwise I think are capable. The big winner here is video. It does 4K at 60 frames per second now, which is fantastic. And I'm going to make a video about that in the future, show off the video capabilities. Like I said, I did do the vlog. I shot that. That was 1080p at 60 frames per second. But I really think that it was impressive. The microphone pickup is good. The stabilization is good. It looks smooth. It looks crispy. So kudos to them for that. I'm glad they did that. Of course, you got HDR and all those other good things. So one thing I also want to address real quick, of course, there is no power charger in the box. So if you don't have a power brick, then you're going to be out of luck. The other problem is it came with a USB-C to Lightning. So if you were planning on using one of your old power bricks, the old 5-watt, it may not necessarily work well. You might have to use your old cable with it. That's going to be slow. This is really designed for 20 watts of charging power. If you need to get a charging brick, since Apple has been so kind as to not give us one, I would say don't buy one from them. I would say buy one somewhere else, save yourself some money. If you check in the description, I've got a link for one from Anker, which is their nano charger. 20 watts, I think it's on sale for like $16.99, perfectly capable. That's what I'm using. Not sponsored, not a plug. I'm just letting you know so that way you can pick one up, save some money, and not reward Apple by giving them more money for a charger since they screwed us over and didn't give us one. This is a really good phone. I don't really have any problems with it. I mean, I do wish the battery were a little bit larger, but I do also appreciate that they made it thinner and lighter. That's one of the complaints I've had with iPhones for a long time is they're just really heavy. And that's one reason I don't want the Pro Max. I mean, I'm going to get it. I'm going to test it out. I got a lot of cases and stuff to review for it. But overall, using it for a long time, I mean, it hurts my hand, my wrist gets tired. I mean, it's just, they're big and bulky. My wife uses the Pro Max. I don't know how in the world she uses that thing. It's gigantic. But this one, I don't think there's a lot of compromises. I think it's a good, complete package. I'm still going to do some more testing. I'm still going to do some more stuff so I can do my full review later on here down the road. But this, I've been using it as my daily driver for the last 3 days. I got it on Friday. Today is Monday. I took my SIM card out of my Samsung Galaxy Fold 2 and I'm rocking it in here right now. I'm also using it in conjunction with my Apple Watch Series 6, which I'll have some more content to come out with too. But I think they did a good job. I like it. I've been enjoying using it so far. It's been very refreshing using an Apple device again, especially a new one that doesn't have the Touch ID and all that stuff. You've got all the widgets and the other stuff they built into it now. So I think there's been some improvements. I don't necessarily know that if you've got an iPhone 11 or especially 11 Pro that you should run out and pick one of these up. But if you've got an iPhone XS, an iPhone 10, or anything earlier than that, I think you're going to love the heck out of this phone. It's going to be a great upgrade, and you're really going to enjoy some of the stuff that they brought to this device. So stay tuned, full review coming later, more content coming up, of course, because yes, the iPhone's here. It's been here a few days. Really been enjoying using it. Like I said, it's been refreshing, especially switching over from Android for a little while. And you know I'm taking it seriously because I put down my Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 2 specifically to test this phone out. So I am diving in and doing a full immersion test with this. Not that I haven't used other iPhones before, but I really wanted to give this one a good shake. So that's all I've got in this video. Hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully it's given you some insight. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave those down in the comments section. I'll answer them as I go along the way. If you have any questions or want anything specifically looked at, I'll take a look at some of that stuff. So hopefully that'll be helpful for you guys as well. So thanks a lot. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.